Tune in Saturdays at 1 p.m. for the Your Body is Your Pharmacy radio show. Hear from the doctors that were among the first in the U.S. to merge the ancient wisdom of Ayurveda and natural medicines with the advances of modern medical science. Listen to pioneer doctors Virender Sodhi, Shailender, and Anju Sodhi to keep up with some of the latest medical advances and learn from some of the true leaders of Ayurvedic medicines every Saturday from 1 to 2 p.m. with the Your Body is Your Pharmacy radio show on Desi 1250 AM, radio that listens to you.
Hi folks, this is Dr. Virender Sodhi, and with the show Your Body is Your Natural Medicine, where I teach you that your body makes everything on demand, every medicine on demand. What you have to do is to follow the laws of Mother Nature and eat according to your body type, eat according to seasons, and stress reduction, meditate, do exercise, and you'll be all very healthy. And we all going to die one day, that's for sure. We can't change that reality. But we don't have to die with the disease. We will die because the warranty is running out. So today I have a very interesting topic for all of you. We are talking about Ayurvedic home remedies. You know, for centuries and centuries, grandmas of the house were also your first doctors. And they were treating common ailments like common cold, flu, headaches, tummy pain, menstrual cramp, insomnia. You know, it happens all the time too, even in the previous days too. But they were not running to the doctors and getting the prescription medicines and over-the-counter medicine, which we have over now. And the disaster is so bad that the third leading cause of death is pharmaceutical drugs and hospital errors. The number one is heart disease, number two is cancer, number third, again I'm saying it, is the prescription drugs and hospital errors. So basically, why I'm trying to teach you, we all have different spices, especially if you come from an Indian background, you have those spices. Even I see a lot of these spices are in white folks' houses too. Almost everybody now is carrying some kind of spices, especially thanks to the research, especially turmeric is a very good example. The CNN, Dr. Sanjay Gupta, and all those things, they have spoken very highly about turmeric. And before that, turmeric was there, but it was not as popular. And all of a sudden, turmeric became the mainstream medicine. And people were using many forms of turmeric in the form of a capsule, extracts, now in current days. So I'm going to go by, the different ages. I'm going to start with the childhood diseases, and then I'm going to do the youth diseases, and then trying to touch the old. We'll see how much time we have, because this can be very, engrossing and very, what I want to say is like an exciting topic. So childhood in Ayurvedic medicine is considered a kapha, or the kapha-oriented stage. So the kapha is for growth. So the children needs to grow, and but kapha also has its own side effects too. So you see that a lot of young kids, they will have sinus infections, sore throat, ear infection, chest cold. These are all called kapha diseases. So the kids will get a lot more kapha diseases in the young age. So, but I would like to start with the constipation, and a very common problem, by the way. And even when my son was born, and he had issue with the constipation too. And so it's very, very common. And the most common treatment given is a Miralax. And I have spoken on the radio previously too. Miralax is a polyethylene glycol, which is the same as antifreeze. And I don't want to put antifreeze in my body or any other body. And it has side effects too. And it also has toxicity. And if you want to Google it, you'll be able to find that what kind of side effects are there. And although it's considered very safe, in my personal opinion, any chemical is not safe. We have no history. We don't have 100 years of use of any chemical. So no matter what anybody says to you, I will not take that word for final. So make sure that you don't try to use these chemicals, and sparingly, maybe you can use them, but that's not the best thing. So Miralax, I'm not great fan of it. And I see a lot of patients, especially young kids, who are brought into my office and who have been taking Miralax for 3-4 years. Does it fix the problem? No. Does it completely resolve the problem? No, but it has its own side effects. So very simple thing is, watch the diet of the kid. Basically, what I've seen is a lot of mothers and even grandparents, out of love, out of affection, they give them a lot of candies. Sugar absorbs in your system very quickly. And so one thing is they will be not hungry because they are small kids. They don't need a lot of calories. So their system is saying, I'm full. And so if you give candies, stop it today. Don't give candies. Don't bring it. Doesn't matter how much tantrum your child throw. Because if you want to remove the constipation, you have to listen to this one. And there are very simple remedies which you can do at home. One of them is prunes. Prunes is sweet, a little slightly tart. Kids love it, and you can give them to eat. You can give them couple, 2, 3, 4, and it's not going to cause big problem with diarrhea. There is actually no diarrhea with prunes. And if you give 2, 3 prunes a day, that will certainly help. It also have anthraquinones naturally occurring, which is a mild laxative, and a lot of fiber and a lot of other good things in it. The other remedy which Ayurvedic medicine have used over the years is raisins. And there are special kind of raisins which are called munakka raisins. So they are bigger, huge grapes raisins. And those also have a lot of fiber and has a good laxative property. Again, these are very safe. As you know, these are food items. And if you guys have any questions, you can call me at 844-301-1250. Again, the number is 844-301-1250. And we are talking about the home remedies today. So there is another remedy which we have used very extensively back in India, and that's in local language we call it gulkand. Gulkand is made out of rose petals. It's simple rose petals, and then the layers of the previously jaggeries were used, shakkar were used. Nowadays they're using sugar. Still okay. And so it is again sweet and has a lot of fiber in it, and it will promote the natural laxative action. So I think this is a good way of doing it. So you can have prunes, you can have raisins or munakka raisins, gulkand, and you can give up to 1 tablespoon of gulkand. And also the munakka raisins, you can give them 8 to 10, and the kids will love it, sweet. And also you're not giving them the garbage sugar, which is not the best for them. So if still doesn't work, then there is another naturally occurring fiber, which is called FOS. F for Frank, O open, S for Sam. FOS. And the other name for that is called oligosaccharides. Oligofructosaccharides, sorry. Oligofructosaccharides is available at health food store and as a powder, and there is also capsules available, but I will encourage you to get powder. And what you can do, this is a fiber and it can dissolve in water and it becomes very clear and it tastes sweet. So number one is sweet. The kid will have more palatability and he will actually love to have that. And plus it's a fiber. So it's a soluble fiber and it start acting out on the gut and will have normal bowel movement. So that's what I will suggest you for treating childhood constipation. For adults, we'll have different remedies, but this is all what you can do at home. You don't have to go to doctor and have to start taking Miralax, because Miralax, in my personal opinion, is not the best thing. The second most common childhood disease which you come across is colic pain. There are babies which are colicky. There are many reasons why babies can get colicky. But there are simple remedies which you can do to help that. One thing is, I think, allowing the kid to have a burp after feeding, because you are allowing the gas to come out, and gas in a small amount can cause a pain in the baby too. So burping is another good method, and also it does not allow them to vomit. Otherwise, a lot of kids, especially newborns, you might have seen, you give them feed and they just vomit it out because you did not burp them. So burping is a very natural phenomenon, and then grandparents know it very well, and the the new parents, new mother and father, usually get very panicked with every symptom they have, and this is very natural. And as a young parent, even being a doctor, when it is your own son or daughter, you get more panic too. And I have few of them when my kids were younger. But over the years, we learned it, and I think it was the first baby for everybody's little heart. Second babies get easier. You know what is for real and what is not real. For colic pain, very simple home remedy is fennel seed. So fennel seeds, have a digestive and carbonative action. What that means, it helps to digest the food, and carbonative, it removes the gases. They can pass out or burp out. What you can do is take a 1 teaspoon of fennel seed, put in 1 cup of water, and cook it slowly on a stove top, and for 15 minutes or so, then let it cool down, and feed 1 tablespoon of this water, which is a tea. You can strain the seed to this kid, and very simple. If you're a small kid, you can give with a dropper. Just fill the droppers and give it to the younger kid, non-toxic again, very, very effective. Then other seeds are dill seeds, which is very common, used back in India. And I'm from the mountains, the Himalayas, and that was a very common remedy which everybody used. So dill seed and fennel seed are very same family. It's called umbelliferae family. And they have very similar actions too. Sometimes people combine them, dill seed and fennel seed. They boil them together. So 1 teaspoon of dill seed and fennel seed. And you can do the same procedure, and you'll see the kid is having a wonderful time. The other one is a little more stronger, but it's called ajwain. Dill seed and fennel seed does not have a very strong odor to it. But ajwain, the anise seeds, not the star anise, by the way. This is the ajwain seeds, different, very small, teeny. Actually, this is same umbelliferae family. The fennel, dill seed, and ajwain come from the same family. Ajwain you can boil in water too, and you can mix with dill seed and fennel seed too. Ajwain has a little more potent action than fennel and dill seed, so you can add on to the formula there with the fennel and dill, or you can give independently too. Again, same way, you boil it with the water, and you give the kid with a dropper if he's too young. If he is able to swallow with a teaspoon, that would be not a bad idea either. The another remedy, which is works like a charm, and that herb is called asafoetida or hing. Asafoetida is used in Indian cooking and French cooking, and interestingly, France does not have asafoetida. I think it must have come from the Indian or Chinese through the Silk Route. And so the only 2 places I've seen they use, except for I'm not talking about Asia. Yes, they use in Asia. But the European part, the French use the hing, also asafoetida. So what you need to do when the baby is colicky and you can see the tummy is really very tight, and the kid is crying and he's getting little cramps in the tummy, you take the little pinch of the hing, the asafoetida, and take around half teaspoon of salt and mix in water, around 1 teaspoon of water, and make like a thin paste of it. And once you make this paste, then rub on the tummy of the baby. And this is an amazing remedy. You'll be surprised that how faster it acts. And you can say you're not giving eternally, just applying on the abdomen and release. Yes, it does, because our skin is like a sponge, and the actions can start. We in Ayurvedic medicine use skin a lot for healing. We do a lot of detoxification programs, massages with the different oils, and this is what has been known to Ayurvedic medicine for centuries. And allopathic medicine did not know until 1980s. Before that, it was thought the skin does not have any absorption, and all of a sudden, skin started to absorb. So that route is simple and easy. Yes, it has a strong stink to it. So if you not mind that, and your baby is sleeping well and has no colic, no pain, you will be happy to, and your baby will be happy too. Next problem, which is very common in kids, is diarrhea. Usually, diarrheas are viral. Most of the time, it's viral. Some kind of virus attacking your system, and And they are self-limiting, by the way. So what you have to watch is for dehydration. Unfortunately, the diarrhea is the number one cause of child death in the developing countries. A lot of kids die because of the diarrhea because they get dehydrated, and the parents are not educated enough to give them enough fluids, electrolytes to keep them, keep them alive. So one of the things which when I was in India, I used to teach every parent with their small kids, even adults, that you make oral rehydration solution, or for short, it's called ORT. Or nowadays there is a electrolytes available, but you can make electrolytes at home. It's not a big deal. What you need is sugar, you need a little baking soda, you need lime and lemon, and water. So if you have 3 teaspoons of sugar, put maybe quarter teaspoon of baking soda, maybe little dab of lemon or lime in it, and 1 glass of water. And you can make it together, put it together, and allow the kid to drink. So he should not be dehydrated. So hydration is very important in diarrhea. And as I said earlier, most of the diarrheas are self-limiting. And you want to watch it with a little more care. This may need a lot more attention. You can treat it if his baby is not getting into dehydration at home. Otherwise, you want to see your doctor ASAP. The food-wise, apples, we can make applesauce, and I encourage people to make a fresh applesauce, because anything, have you made applesauce at home? It turns brownish after half an hour. But do you see the applesauce available even in organic jars that has not turned the color? So they put something there so that it does not turn darker. That means it is the best thing for you, and especially for your kid. So all the kids, moms out there and the parents out there, try to give your kid very organic, very fresh, homemade thing. Cereals, these fruit jars, they all are filled with the pesticides, insecticides, and preservatives. Even if it is organic, they have to still put some preservatives in it to preserve it. That's not the best thing for your kid. We are never supposed to be exposed to these things. So, and no wonder why have allergies going off the roof in the childhood. Then, you can make applesauce very easily. Just peel off the apple, cut it, put in a blender, and that's it. That's applesauce. How much time it takes? Maybe 1 to 2 minutes. And you can feed your kid. Applesauce has a lot of pectin. Pectin is a fiber, and it has a stool binding property. Similarly, blackberries, they're yummy, they're good. They're frozen available too. And you blend them and make into like a puree, because they have small seeds in it. Sometimes those are irritant. But if you blend it, you are going to make into like a nice sauce. You can give a couple of tablespoons of that one. Blackberries also has a lot of fiber and has a antidiarrheal property. So these are the 2 food which can be given very safely at home. The herb wise, I have used cumin seeds very, very successfully. Cumin seeds are available at every home. So I don't want you to buy a powder cumin, because once you make into a powder, the potency of that herb kind of goes away. So get fresh cumin seeds, grind it freshly. You can buy small coffee grinder, which is $15-20, and keep that handy. Put that and make a little powder and put with the little water, and ask your kid to take it if he can take it. If he cannot, just make a tea out of it and strain it with the hot water. You can use a hot water, put the cumin seeds, strain it, and give your kid that cumin seeds. And you can use half teaspoon of cumin seed in around half cup of water. Another one is a hing, again, asafoetida. You can make a little small amount of it, just like a pinch of it, mix it with water, and give your kid that one. And so this is, when the kids are a little older, because, this is obviously not all the remedies can be given to the younger kids. Psyllium husk is another very wonderful remedy for diarrhea too. And again, this is for older kids. The best way to give psyllium husk is in yogurt. I mix it with the yogurt and put some honey on top of it. And the kids love sugar, so honey is their temptation, and they eat it up. the psyllium husk absorb the toxins. Basically, whenever you have a diarrhea, the body is trying to get rid of the toxic load from your system. And so the best way of that is to flush out. And so it's not bad thing when the diarrhea is happening. That means your body is seeking some attention, and you should not stop the process. A lot of time we give them drugs like a Lomotil, and which is stops the peristalsis of intestine, can be very bad for us. So these all things are there for a reason. You need to look at the reason rather than treating it symptom wise, because that may not be the best thing. Yes, if you're going into dehydration, that certainly is not the best thing, and you need to take immediate action to take care of that one. So the thing what you need to watch with the diarrhea is the dehydration. And if your child is very slow, sluggish, his skin turgor, you pinch the skin and it's taking a lot more time to come back to the normal, there's something wrong, and that needs to be taken care of ASAP, as soon as possible. So make sure that you don't go to that stage. But for simple diarrhea, you can use this home remedies: apple, blackberry, cumin seed, asafoetida, or even psyllium husk. Then the next one is fever. So let me have a little break here, and we will come after the fever, and we'll talk about the fever. And I've talked a few times on the show about fever, what I think about the fever. And a lot of people think fever is a bad thing, but I think fever is a good thing. So we will talk about it after the short break.
If you or someone you know is diagnosed with cancer and is interested in adjunctive holistic approach, please come and meet our doctors at Ayurvedic and Naturopathic Medical Clinic, or call us at 425-453-8022. That's 425-453-8022. Panchkarma detox treatments are a great way to utilize natural healing mechanisms of the body. Our clinic in Bellevue, Washington offers over 36 years experience in Ayurvedic treatment. Call us for more information about our Panchkarma treatments at 425-453-8022. That's 425-453-8022. If you're suffering with diabetes, heart disease, hormonal issues, digestive issues, and other chronic health issues, we offer comprehensive Ayurvedic and naturopathic treatments to reverse your diseases. Call us at 425-453-8022 for more information. Are you looking for quality Ayurvedic and naturopathic treatments for your chronic issues? We offer a holistic, wholesome approach to living with chronic diseases. Call us at 425-453-8022 for more information.
So we were talking about the fevers and the natural remedies for it. The fever is, again, a natural phenomena. So whenever you have fever, you should not be worried about it, because your body is trying to fight off. And fever is very natural and is good for you. Fever is not bad for you. Whenever people get a fever, they should also welcome it. Most of the time, I think in today's society, we don't have time to take off time. And we constantly are working. We want more work hours than the relaxing hours, and because of that we have very advanced medications which can put you into like a stage of no symptom, although it does not cure the cause of the disease. So the most common thing which is given for the kids is Tylenol, ibuprofen, which is a non-steroidal anti-inflammatory, and it's considered very safe, but it's not. The Tylenol, ibuprofen, all those non-steroidal anti-inflammatory are the number one cause of liver failure in the world, and you can simply Google it and can find it out. There is another symptoms which is called Ray's syndrome with aspirin. So all those things can happen. But again, as I said earlier, fever should be welcoming. It should not be taken as my God, what's going on with my kid. And yes, I can understand both parents are working and can be a little harder. But, that's why you have kids. You have to pay some attention to that. So it's nothing, if the kid is sick, stay home, take a leave, and just nurture that kid there. And he will be very appreciative when we grow to be older. And if you just, put them to nanny and say, okay, feed this medication, and you come back, he's not going to be very appreciative. And I think this is another important issue with the bonding of with your kids. So one thing is when you have fever, it's a good thing. Now, watch your fever. If the fever is up to 102, not a big deal. It's just like a normal thing. Your body is trying to fight off virus or bacteria or fungus, or you're also burning off the toxic materials in your body. So if you got 102, watch up to that. You can put cold packs on the head above 102, up to 102. And cold packs works like a charm. You can do also cold sponge, dip the water in cold water and then drain the water, excessive water out of it, and do the cold sponge on the body. It drops your body temperature 2 points very quickly. So if you're 102, you'll be 100 or 99 and you feel better. You can also soak the feet in cold water. You can also pour the cold water on the head, because head is more important here, to watch it, because this can create a problem and the kids can get into seizures if they have a more than 103, 104 fever. Although I have not seen it. I have seen many kids with the 104, 105 fever. It's a rare, but it can be a little scary for the parents and it can cause some damage. So make sure if your kid has a fever, you don't go above 102 and start treating in natural way at 102. Ginger actually works like a wonderful charm again. You can take a fresh ginger, juice it up, take a whole root, cut it into small pieces, put in a blender, maybe add a little bit of water, blend it up. Now the juice is separated, put in a strainer, sieve it out, strain it out, and mix with a little bit of honey. So honey is not recommended for less than 1 year in USA, although back in India we were using honey. I have not seen a case of botulism, and I think it's not common here either. But that's the recommendation every pediatrician gives to you. If you don't want to use honey, you can use a little bit of sugar. You can use a maple syrup. You can use oligofructosaccharide, something sweet, because as a kid and it's a little ginger has a pungent taste to it. They may not like it, but sweet actually almost is everybody likes sugar, so or sweet taste. So ginger has a diaphoretic action. What that means is it actually brings the sweating and the temperatures goes down. So simple, ginger can help you there. And the next one, which is very common in kids, is a cold and cough. Who doesn't get cold and cough? Almost everyone has cold and cough. And some kids go on getting it again and again. So make sure the food which your kid is taking is not causing the problem. Many times the culprit is milk, sugar, wheat, nightshade family like a potato, tomato, bell pepper, eggplant, citrus family like oranges and tangerines and grapefruit type of stuff. Many times it's because of the virus and bacteria. You got some upper respiratory tract infection. Other time it can be allergies to the pollens and stuff. So the difference between allergies and cold is, with the cold, you usually have a fever. With the allergies, there's no fever, but symptoms can be very, very similar. So I'm clumping these together with the allergies and cold and cough. You can treat them very simply, adding ginger, turmeric, cinnamon, lemon. So you can take pinch of these, like a quarter teaspoon of turmeric, quarter teaspoon of ginger, quarter teaspoon of cinnamon, squeeze maybe quarter lemon in it, add honey to it, and give it to your kid. You'll be surprised. Your kids have an open lung. They will spit out more mucus out. The cough will come out, and they will feel relieved, and they will have a less congestion. And if they have allergies, you can use also turmeric, long pepper, black pepper, and ginger. Long pepper is used in Indian cooking too. So I think a lot of houses, especially back in Punjab or in Himachal Pradesh, we call it maga. They are long, skinny, around 1 to 2 inches of thin cylindrical, has lots of seeds on it, small seeds stuck on a stalk. And a lot of pickles, we put the pipali or long pepper in there too. In Ayurvedic medicine, this is the combination of long pepper, black pepper, and ginger is called trikatu. And it is amazing what it does to your digestion. It actually helps to enhance the digestive juices tremendously. It also enhances the actions of the other herbs and even drugs too. So you can take turmeric, long pepper, black pepper, and ginger for allergies, mix with the honey, and give your kid 2 to 3 times a day, and you'll be surprised the allergic response will reduce. Although you have to still look for the cause of it. What is causing that allergic response? Is it a pollen? Is it a house dust mite? Or is it a your furnace is blowing fungus? Or is your furnace is clean? What is the particulate matter inside the house? Is it you have a lot of dust inside the house? All those things you have to look at that too. The next common problem with kids, guys, is the sinus infections, and especially this is all goes hands and gloves together. The kids who are allergic, they also get more common cold and flu, and they also get more sinus, and they also get more sore throat, and they also get more ear pain and ear infection. So same kid, poor kid is just going through this cycle from one to another to another. If you are more allergic, you will have more sinus infections and sore throat, because your whole upper nose, throat, and sinus, they get inflamed with these viruses, bacteria, and the mucosa is reacting. So again, the treatment will be very similar. Turmeric, long pepper, black pepper, and ginger, you mix with honey and give it to them. That'll be wonderfully helpful for these kids. You can also do steam inhalation. So boil the water and put some eucalyptus oil in it and allow your kid to breathe that in. If the kid is too young, and he cannot come close to the boiling water, you can have the boiling water in the house and put eucalyptus oil in it and let the whole house breathe. The eucalyptus essential oil and the steam. And it is really helpful. It's really wonderful. And the aroma is good. In our clinic, whenever there's common cold flu season coming in, we have this eucalyptus aromatherapy going on in our clinic, and we see that most of the time we don't get sick because that aromatherapy. Another very simple and easy method for almost all of these things are common cold, sinus, even for allergies, is you can use infrared heat. Infrared heat, you can buy an infrared bulb from Home Depot or Lowe's, plug it into a table lamp, and put around 1.5 to 2 feet away from the kid and let them sit underneath it. Be careful, this gets very, very hot. The bulb gets very, very hot, so you don't want to touch it. So make sure the adult is present right there when you have this therapy going on. But this is very effective. I remember whenever I don't get any infections now, but as even few years ago, whenever I used to get sinus infections, very bad headache and type of stuff, and I will sit in front of this infrared bulb and it feels so good. It start to drain you, your pain start to go off, your headache goes off. And again, very simple, non-toxic treatment. And infrared light is very safe for the eyes and the whole body. It's not toxic at all. And it's not like a UV light, which can be a little problems for people. For sore throat, which is again another very common problem in the kids, you can gargle with salt and cayenne pepper. And a lot of times, Dr. Cayenne pepper? Yeah, cayenne pepper. So take around 1/2 teaspoon to 1 teaspoon of salt, put in 1 glass of water, put around 1/4 teaspoon of cayenne pepper, and heat it up, boil, and then strain, because you want to get the seeds out. And when it's cooled down a little, ask your kid to gargle with it. So they need to put in their mouth and gargle and then throw it out. Gargle and throw it out. And it's an amazing remedy for sore throat. Even for adults, if you have sore throat, I will do it and you'll be surprised. Within 5 to 10 minutes, your sore throat is gone. Cayenne pepper has a numbing action too. So it's working in many different modes. It is also stimulatory. It also has antiviral effect. So antibacterial effect, antifungal effect. So all those things which can cause sore throat, it is dealing with it, also have a numbing action, and you'll be surprised without any getting medicine, you are getting good results there. Another thing which, as a young kid, my father used to do on us is lymphatic drainage, massages for sinuses, for sore throat. And a lot of grandparents still may remember that technique. So you massage the lymph glands around the throat with the lining of jaw, and you drain. And when you do that, basically what you're doing, the lymph nodes get congested, and they get congested, they back up. And when they back up, you have more drainage in the mucus and the body is not feeling good, and you get to more headaches and more sinus congestion. So when you relieve that with the lymphatic drainage, and you'll be surprised, the pain goes away. I remember as a young kid, whenever I get a sore throat, so my dad will do this lymphatic drainage, and he has some points on the arms and some points on the back of the leg and the throat, and it was painful. It was, but he will tempt us that I will make a churma for you. So churma is made with the wheat roti and cut into small pieces, added some sugar in it and a lot of ghee, and then it's given hot after you did the massage. So again, interesting. I don't know if there is some logic to it, but we will get this lymphatic drainage done because I'm going to get this churma after the massage. Another so for the earaches, what you can do, lymphatic drainage, and you can also put the olive oil in the ears. Very simple, or garlic oil. You can make a garlic oil very quickly at home. Have the oil, little hot oil, and cut a garlic into small pieces, and let them cook there until they turn into light brownish, and then strain it out and put in a dropper bottle, and put that garlic oil in the ear a couple times a day. And most the kids get middle ear infection, which is called otitis media, because of the food sensitivities. So you can very easily help that process by doing drainage, lymph drainage, watching the food they are eating, and doing the garlic oil in the ears, and you'll see your kid is turning around. But majority of the time, the sinus infection and also the ear infections are due to the food sensitivities. Another very common problem with the kids are bedwetting. A lot of almost every kid does bedwetting, but after a certain age, they grew out of it and they don't have that ongoing issue with the bedwetting. So it is actually embarrassing. Some kids, carry up until they are into teenagers, which is really put a dampen on their esteem. They feel very shy. They don't want to talk about it. Even in front of a doctor, the doctor talks, so they're trying to, put their hand on the mouth of mother or father because they don't want to tell anybody. So I think one thing what you want to do is create their confidences. And when I was, my kid has that issue, I will tell them, hey, not a big deal. I did that, and almost everybody has done it. There's nobody out there who has not wetted the bed at least once or twice or maybe more than that. So it's not something to be shameful, but I think you needed to put the courage back into that, and that can change the whole. So again, I know taking a little responsibility. Usually what you want to do is before they go to bed, make sure that you take them to the bathroom and ask them to urinate. And that one step can easily help the bedwetting. And sometimes you have to go in the middle of night around, say, 2 o'clock and get them up again, go to the toilet and ask them to urinate. And so those simple, helping them to understand that this is a natural way of doing it. Because I think this is the autonomic nervous system. It somehow feeds into that and thinks it's natural to wet the bed when you're sleeping, which is not natural, but that's how that brain is fed, and it is doing that action without any good knowledge there. So for bedwetting, the sesame seeds work like a charm. So what you can do, you can make sesame seed. You take sesame seeds and put in a blender and put for sugar. What I will do is I will put figs or apricot and blend it into a bar or like a roll into balls like a laddu, and give this laddu to your kid. He will love it. It's a sweet. And plus nutritious. It has a lot of protein. It has a lot of good oils in it, and it has a special amount of amino acid which is called phenylalanine. This phenylalanine is very wonderful for controlling the bladder, and it actually helps to control the bladder. So sesame seed, simple, like every house have sesame seed, or you can buy it easily, non-toxic again, and you will be very happy with the results. Even adults who have the prostate issue, sesame seeds also help them too. So actually, I'm going to talk about that later about the adults issues if I get enough time there. The another common problem with the kids is nosebleed. Almost everyone gets nosebleed once in a while. Not a big deal, but if you have a continuous history, you need to be checked out. There can be some unknown factors which is causing the nosebleeds, so that needs to be ruled out if you have a constant nosebleeds. Usually it happens because there is some infection. The blood vessels in the nose, they are very active. There are 5 of them group into one place there, and that place kind of ruptures out and go on bleeding again and again and again. And usually there is a low-grade infection pathology in the nose, and which keeps that area inflamed. And so with anything, with the viruses, with the bacteria, with the allergies, that area opens up and you start to bleed. So one simple thing which you can do, pinch the nose. Pinch the nose and stay there until bleeding stops. You can also pour cold water on the head. Watch for hot, spicy food. Don't give your kid very hot, spicy food, because that may not be the best thing for them, and that can actually make it more bleeding, more bleedings. What I suggest, once the bleeding has stopped, you want to use some olive oil in the nose. What it does, it strengthens so put 1 to 2 drops of olive oil every day, 1 to 2 times a day. Or you can also use sesame oil, and that actually helps the nose to keep that area lubricated and not getting dry, because that's one of the reason, and doesn't crack open and bleeding can stop. And oils are very healthy for the skin. They lubricate your skin and your skin look younger. Now let's go back to the youth diseases. So from the childhood, now we slip into the young adulthood. As we enter into young adulthood, the set of diseases changes. And so what as the childhood age is the kapha age, the young age is a pitta age. So pitta means fire. So you have diseases of fire. So inflammation-oriented disease. So people get gastritis, reflux, people get duodenitis, appendicitis, colitis, all those, hepatitis, all those inflammatory-oriented diseases. So I will talk about, what you need to do for one by one of these diseases. Reflux, very, very, very common in adulthood. People are popping in these Tums or popping in antacid or proton pump inhibitors like Nexium or other proton pump inhibitors regularly, and they all have long-standing side effects. So one thing is, watch your diet. It is your diet mainly. Coffee, tea, even drinking excessive tea, alcohol, and mostly the food you're craving are the culprit. If you're liking your pasta a lot, that is the culprit. If you're liking your hot spicy food, that is the culprit. If you're liking your hot fried food like pakoras or Kentucky Fried Chicken or anything else which is fried, that is the problem. So you want to watch, unless you don't watch that, you're not going to get better. And hot spices like cayenne pepper, bell peppers, garlic, sometimes onion, almost anything can cause a problem, but these are on the top of the list. So there should be a ritual with the food. When you eat your food, you should be sitting down, you calm down, you look at your food, you smell your food, you make a connection with your food, you say a prayer of thankfulness, thanking the universe for providing the food to you, and making that real connection, heart-to-heart connection with the food. Because the food is your fuel, and if your fuel is not right, and most of us, we are not doing that ritual anymore. It was a part of every culture around the world. This was a part of every culture, and all of a sudden, now the food has become packaged food, which was not there 40, 50 years ago. And on top of it, we're eating so fast, and we're eating all the garbage, and certainly we're going to have these kind of diseases. So watch your diet, very, very important, and calm down, relax. Fennel seeds works again wonderfully good. You can grind them, or you can make a tea and drink a tea of it. Dill seed combination is good too. Sometimes I put a formula together. You put fennel seed, dill seed, cumin seed, cinnamon, and licorice. So again, they are fennel seed, dill seed, cumin seed, cinnamon powder, and licorice. You mix them in equal part. So if you're taking a couple tablespoons of fennel seed, you take a couple tablespoons of dill seed, cumin, cinnamon, licorice, and you mix into a powder. And now that powder, you can take 1 teaspoon, empty stomach, with the water before your meals around 10-15 minutes. It has a very soothing action on your intestine, and your reflux will be good without any side effect. These all are very safe herbs. They are good digestive, good eliminative, and they also has a soothing action on the linings of the intestine. Even if you have a Helicobacter pylori, it will kill it. Even other bacteria can cause it, like one other, not reflux, but SIBO, the small intestinal bacterial overgrowth. Even that will be, helped with this formula there. So again, simple, non-toxic formula you can try at home. And if the problem doesn't solve, you need to see a doctor. And most of the time, the doctor is going to put you on proton pump inhibitors or antacid. For long term, they are not going to be very, very effective. Then the another problem which especially young adults get is acne. I will talk about the acne after the short break here, and I will tell you what kind of stuff you can do to help the acne. And as a young kid growing up, I didn't see acne in the mountains of Himalayas. When I came to study in Punjab, and all of a sudden I saw a lot more people having acne. So I think there is a huge link of food with the acne. So we'll come back after the short break and we'll talk about the acne.
If you're suffering with diabetes, heart disease, hormonal issues, digestive issues, and other chronic health issues, we offer comprehensive Ayurvedic and naturopathic treatments to reverse your diseases. Call us at 425-453-8022 for more information. Panchkarma detox treatments are a great way to utilize natural healing mechanisms of the body. Our clinic in Bellevue, Washington offers over 36 years experience in Ayurvedic treatment. Call us for more information about our Panchkarma treatments at 425-453-8022. That's 425-453-8022. If you or someone you know is diagnosed with cancer and is interested in adjunctive holistic approach, please come and meet our doctors at Ayurvedic and Naturopathic Medical Clinic or call us at 425-453-8022. That's 425-453-8022. Are you looking for quality Ayurvedic and naturopathic treatments for your chronic issues? We offer a holistic, wholesome approach to living with chronic diseases. Call us at 425-453-8022 for more information.
So we are talking about acne and how we can take care of the acne. Diet has a major role. I think what kind of food you put in your mouth is a major concern here. And unfortunately, our diet patterns have changed drastically. We're eating a lot of GMO, hormone-loaded food, a lot of plastics in the food, a lot of chemicals, a lot of pesticide. Milk has completely changed. It was not the milk which we're eating today or we're drinking today. The milk in India was prized as a wonderful food, but those cows are only milking 4 to 5 liters of milk a day. And the same cows now are milking around 60 to 70 liters of milk every day. So you can well imagine that why we are having the issues. Basically, acne is your clogged pores. And when you're not releasing the oils from that pore, and when they get clogged up and then the bacteria are there everywhere, they get a little infection and you have the acne. So one simple remedy is watch your diet. Lots of fruits and vegetables. People who are vegetarian, you'll be surprised, they have very less acne problem. So eat a lot of green vegetables. I think every patient I tell them eat lots of green vegetables, around 4 to 5 servings of vegetables a day. And add slowly. Don't start taking them in day one, 5 servings, then you'll have a lot of bloating and gas. But if you start 1, then add 2, in maybe second week, then third week, maybe 3 servings, 4 week, maybe 4 servings. 5 week, maybe 5 serving. You'll be very happy with it because your body's bacteria needs to change slowly and it takes some time. One other thing which you can do, you can take besan or chickpea flour and cumin seed powder or jeera powder, very as commonly known in the Indian language. Turmeric, cumin powder you can take around half teaspoon. Chickpea flour you can take around 3 tablespoon here. Turmeric half teaspoon, and get rose essential oil. This is pricier, but you don't have to use too much. You just put 1 or 2 drops in it. Rose is very good astringent, and it shrinks, and when it shrinks, it closes the that opened up pore, and your skin will look very nice and smooth. So you mix it all with the water, and sometimes if you don't have a rose essential oil, you can buy rose water. You can mix with the rose water, and apply this paste on your face for half an hour. Let it be there, and then once it dries up, you kind of scrub it off slowly. Rub your face with in a circular motion all over starting from forehead, on the sides, on the eyelids, on the cheeks, and on your chin, on your neck, and then rub it off and make like small noodles of it, and then throw that and wash your face first with the lukewarm water. So let the face get expanded, and once it expands, and then take a warm towel, wipe it off with a warm towel, and then sprinkle in the end very ice cold water. So basically what we're doing, we're opening up the pores, and then when we put ice cold, the pores are closing up, and that pushes out any debris they have in there too. So this is actually works along with the diet, and if you follow, the people will have a really good skin, clear skin, if I start doing it on a regular basis. And people who has a tendency of acne, they need to do it on a regular basis. Another problem is asthma, and asthma can be because of many reasons, and food is a major cause, and allergens are another cause. A lot of times, I used to have asthma myself 30 plus years ago, and I found out that I was very highly allergic to dairy product, eggs, and also the pollens, hay fever, the grass pollens will bother me, but any kind of pollen used to bother me, which is not the case now, because with my work, which I've done on myself, and that has actually almost vanished. Almost, I will say 99% vanished. I have not asthma attack for the last 30-some years. I did breathing exercise, by the way, and one of the breathing exercise called Kumbhik breath. You hold your breath as long as you can, and then slowly breathe it out, and you breathing through the nose and breathing out through the mouth. But when you have an asthma attack, you can do some home remedies too. If you have a milder attack, if you don't have your inhaler, which you get used to it, green tea or black tea, they are both bronchodilators. So what that means, that they dilates your blood vessels, and also your alveoli, which is the breathing apparatus. Coffee is another one. So you can put some honey in this and drink it, and you'll see immediate relief with it. Ginger is another wonderful remedy. You can put actually the green tea and ginger together, or coffee or ginger together. Sometimes what I do is mix this ginger, black pepper, and long pepper, mix with honey, and give it to my patient. That's the digestive action, so your allergies response will cut down, and also has a bronchodilatory effect. But that means it actually dilates the blood vessels and your bronchioles and let the mucus out. And the plug of mucus is the cause of the asthma attacks. You can also use turmeric. Turmeric is amazing healing for a lot of things. And one of the reasons why people get the asthma is because they have inflammation in the lungs. And so once you take turmeric on a regular basis, you are going to see a big, huge changes. You may have to take it regularly if you have especially asthma, because people who have asthma, they have asthma for a long time. And it can be given for children too, by the way. And this works wonderfully good. And whenever you have in this acute attack, you can use that. And of course, you don't want to be, if you have so bad that you can't, you still need to use your inhaler. But this will also dilate it and will help you that. Next thing which I want to talk about is the gas and bloating. Almost everybody has that gas and bloating in there. but some people has excessive, and that causes a lot of problem. Beans are notoriously famous for creating more gas. So, but some people get so bad they cannot even, walk. They get so bloated, painful, colicky pain. They have issue with the digestion. So sometimes you can just see a clear link. So avoiding that food is the one thing which you need to do. Probiotics, we are getting very less probiotic in our food because everything is sterilized almost. So you need to take extra amount of probiotic. Fresh fruits and vegetables has probiotics naturally occurring in it. Yogurt has probiotic, homemade. I don't know about the from the stores because they have to pasteurize it, and that becomes a problem. What you can also do is a kimchi or sauerkraut. You can also take ajwain seeds and fennel seed and dill seed. You can make a tea, and I combine all these together, and then you can drink a tea of it and get rid of the gas and bloating. So looks like the timing has come to an end, and we'll continue our discussion maybe next time because there are so many things which you need to discuss. Have a wonderful weekend.